What's going on, everybody? I'm Primal Liquid and welcome back to my 100% playthrough for Grandia. We are on part number 4, guys, and for those of you who have not played the game, who might actually be, playing along with me, maybe I've convinced you to get the game. I hope, anyway. It's like, I certainly hope I've convinced a few of you at least to get the game. But yeah, this is going to be one of the more interesting parts for you guys, simply due to the fact this is actually a semi-difficult dungeon we're going to, if you don't actually do any grinding, which is a little weird to say considering just how early we are in the actual game. Now, the dungeon itself, honestly, it's really not that bad. Like, the 99% of the dungeon is fine. What makes this actually a little troublesome for new players in particular is the fact it catches you off guard. And that's going to be the boss of this dungeon, because we are going to the Lek Mines right now. And this is... it's definitely not the hardest early game fight. That's actually, not the boss we're about to fight, but the one after that, I would say, in my opinion. But this one itself does still pose a few problems too. And the main reason for that is we're going to be up against 3 enemies. 2 of them aren't that bad, really. But one of them does have some pretty strong attacks, to be fair, and that's where the real danger comes from. Obviously, you can get your weapon levels and things like that, and you will be perfectly fine. We're not going to do that because, yeah, it's kind of a waste of time doing it here, to be fair. It's like there's definitely some much better places to do it later. Right, there's the mine. We're not going in there just yet. We've got to go into Java's house. Remember, we're here to return his wallet. Or, as he likes to think, we're here to steal the wallet. Kind of a funny looking wallet, though. It's just a sack, man. Just a sack. Get away from my wallet, dude. I just brought your wallet back. Surely he would have noticed that the wallet, wasn't there. I tell you, man. I tell you. He's just old and senile. He's just old and senile, But yeah, so in this dungeon, we are going to be getting a whole bunch of items. And when I say a whole bunch, I mean, more than Mono Road and the Salt Ruins combined, pretty much. That's how many items there's going to be in here, so there's going to be quite a lot. But of course, there's also going to be quite a lot of enemies as well, which we are going to fight. We are going to fight them all, because, any weapon levels we can get will actually come in really handy. Right, I want to go east. I'll head for D'Angelo awaiting me on the new world. What, Angelo, you say? That takes the cake. He's a little crazy. Don't sweat him, guys. He just needs an old folks home, that's all. Oh, come on, it's no joke. I really just realized. Look at the statues in the top. Why do they have penises? Why do they have very sharp penises? Well, now that I've said that, and we all just cannot unsee that anymore, I apologize. I've never actually noticed that before. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, he likes his penis statues, I guess. It is what he says. Depending on the circumstances, I might just give you my pass. Yeah, you just give me the pass, dude. Give me the pass. Who said you're getting it for free? Me. I'm a kid. I have no money. Overcome the trial before you, and you may get that which you desire. That's the way of an adventurer. Yeah, we'll take on that trial. It's fine. No problem, Radisson. Exactly. Never lose that spirit. Okay, Mr. Old Guy. We're going to the mines and back. Okay, so life lesson for everybody. Alright? Life lesson. Never, ever follow a lonely old smelly man to a dark, dirty cave. Okay? Never, ever do it. It is a very bad idea. Like, a very, very bad idea. But here we are. So let's just do it. Right, I want to rest first. We don't need to rest. I want to go now. Let's go. I'm not even going to save. Just because of the simple fact we don't need to. We absolutely don't need to. Okay, so Lek Mines is a big area, but it's also very straightforward. It can be kind of easy to get lost though, but I have a simple solution for this. First things first, we are just going to put play fair back on. All we want to do here is do normal attacks. That's all we care about. And I have no idea how Sue actually missed that first attack there. Seems a bit sus, that one. I just don't think Sue likes us anymore. That's why she missed. She just wanted the slime to hit Justin, that's all. But yeah, so I do actually have a little trick for Lek Mines. And that little trick is actually try to avoid turning the camera as much as possible, right? The reason we want to avoid turning the camera as much as possible is because it's actually super easy to get turned around in here. And that is one thing we do not want to happen. Because, as I say, even though the area is straightforward, the actual locations themselves in the mine are rather large, so you can't see all of the walls. But as long as as long as you actually pay attention to the compass, you'll be fine. You'll definitely be fine. Right, okay, so we gained some more weapon levels there, and that should actually, I believe, put Justine now at level 6 sword. Yeah, so Justine now has a level 6 sword. So at this point, I could continue leveling the sword, but there's not really like any point for that, and the main reason being my next sword skill is level 20. We will be able to unlock a few more once we get magic, but that's way later for now. So what we can actually do is we can use the mace or the axe. Now, I could use the axe for more strength and more HP, but we're not going to do that because more strength means things die quicker. Which, yes, on paper is a good thing, but I actually want things to die a little slower so I can actually get more hits on them. So rather than doing the axe, I'm actually going to change Justine now over to the baton. It is less damage, but, it's a mace, and that's all we care about right now. As for Sue, she is still only level 5, so we're going to keep her on the throwing weapon. Yes, she is getting strength, which does mean she is going to kill things faster. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need to worry about that. Okay, so we got the work cloth. What we're going to do now is we're going to stay on the north side of the split, because obviously this is like a little fork in the road here. We're going to stay on the north side because remember the red part of the compass points north. The arrow just points where we're going. And then we're going to stick along this wall. Well, we are going to fight the monsters when we event. Okay, well, they're just going to run off because they're little chickens. Pick the grenade up and then we're going to carry on going into the first mine shaft, which will take us to another item, which is herbs, which is completely pointless. But we're going to get it anyway. So there are still a few more things down here, which we're going to grab in just a second. But what I am going to mention is be careful of these spiders. And the main reason I say be careful of these is these will actually inflict status effects, which is really, really nasty. So move -1 is not the ATB speed. That is actually how quick you move along the battle arena. Now for Sue, she's a range character, so that doesn't actually make much difference for her. But for somebody like Justin, where, he has to run across and actually smack an enemy on the head, movement is actually quite important. Now, simply losing, like one level, that's not the end of the world. If you were to get to, say, like -4, -5, you're really, really going to be noticing a difference there, but it's still not going to be all that bad. The worst one, the absolute worst one is -7, because 7, for some reason, I don't know why specifically 7, but for some reason, that is the, highest cap for debuff and for buffs. So if we were to buff characters, +7 is the highest that we can get. And if we were to debuff, -7 is the highest, or technically lowest you can get, I guess. I don't know, highest or lowest. Depends on the way you want to look at it. But yeah, so once you get to -7, that is like really, really, really bad. Especially for the movement. With movement -7, your character won't even move, basically. That's just how slow it actually is. And in fact, we're actually going to abuse that later on in the game. Like, it's not going to be for a long time, but later on, I will actually be doing a very specific setup on, you know, a couple of enemies. And that's going to allow us to essentially grind huge amounts of magic levels for all of our characters. And it pretty much removes, like, any risk of damage whatsoever from the fight. Just because we choose, like, their movement, basically.
All right, we won.
So even though it might not seem like that good of an ability, it has its uses. It definitely has its uses for sure. Alright, so now at the back to dead, we've actually got all the items on this section. So we can actually now go back to the fork in the road where we were earlier, and then we can head down to the south. But of course, we are still going to be fighting everything. And I'm really hoping right now that Justin can actually gain a few levels with the mace before I get to the boss. It's like whether or not I will actually, you know, whether or not I will actually get his next weapon skill is, it's a little up in the air. I don't actually know if I'll be able to get that in time for the next boss. It's not the end of the world though, because I wasn't really going to use skills anyway. The only thing I would personally use skills on the next boss for is actually going to be just to interrupt the boss. Because as I say, he does have a couple of attacks which are very nasty. Especially one of them. It's like one of them in particular will deal a lot of damage. So not only do we need to keep an eye on HP, we also have to try and interrupt that whenever possible. There will probably be a few times where we can't interrupt it, in which case, yeah, we just have to deal with it basically. Right, is that level 2 or 3? Level 2. Okay, so still a while. I need 2 more levels for that. And we should be okay. Right. Another fork in the road, but it's not actually a fork, it's just like a bit in the middle. So what we're actually going to do now here at this fork after this fight, we're actually going to sort of do the same. You know, if we're going to angle our camera to the north, we're going to go to the west, basically. So remember, red on the compass is north, so we're going to turn our camera so the red is pointing all the way up. And then we're just going to go along to the west. But we're going to do that right after we actually grab some gold right next to us a little bit, which is right here. Right. So, as you can see, now we're facing north directly. Okay, this is direct north that we are facing. We're going to go around the top of the bit there, and we're just going to go all the way over to the left. Obviously, more enemies. And we are also about to fight one of the newer enemies as well, the Orc. The Orc actually gives pretty decent EXP for this point in the game, but he does actually hit pretty hard. So I don't really recommend farming them if you are new to the game and you don't really have any healing items. Obviously, there is going to be a save point in the next zone. So if you wanna, you know, if you wanna farm there, where you've got the save point, you can heal and things like that. That's perfectly fine. You know, feel free to level up your weapons a bit there. But me personally, again, I'm not going to. We're gonna save. Like, I'm gonna save my leveling until later. Now we will have to do some leveling for a very particular boss. It's not going to be the next one. Like, it's not going to be the one that we're fighting here, and it's not going to be the one we're fighting after. It's actually going to be another one. And, yeah, it's not that nice. It's really not that nice. If I just say martial artist, I'm fairly sure everybody who's played this game will know exactly what boss I'm on about, and they will understand my desire. Yeah, we'll go with desire. That's probably the right word here. Well, like, they'll understand my desire to grind for this specific boss. Okay, thankfully the Orc, like, didn't actually get to Justin because the spiders were blocking him there, because he was actually using his skill, which, it probably wouldn't have killed Justin, but it would have done a huge amount of damage to him. Oh, so he's actually nearly dead. I'm gonna have to heal after this fight. hate how Play Fair uses critical. It's fine though, it just means more EXP for Justin. I mean, to be fair, one of the things I could have actually done, I could actually just put Sue on defend, and then only Justin will actually be earning EXP, because he'll have to kill everything himself, basically. That is also something that you could actually do if you really wanted to. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. It's really not a bad idea. I don't recommend a new player doing it, specifically in this area, though. That's the only thing. If you were, you know, a little closer to the save point, by all means, go ahead. I just don't think it's a smart idea to really do it here. Alright. We get the grenade and we get the treasure chest. Those boots are actually pretty good, by the way. They do give you a little bit more defense. They lower your movement, though. So keep that in mind if you actually want to use that. Alright, and that gold is the last item we need from this area. So we're going to move on to Zone 2 of the mines. Now, this one is, again, rather straightforward. There are a few little, like, niggly moments. Niggly? Naggly? I don't know. Look, it's a word, okay? It's a word. So there are a few little sections in here which can cause you to get lost really easily. What I would suggest doing here is actually following the railroad tracks, basically. That's definitely the absolute easiest way of making it through this section if you do get lost. Because one of the tracks... Oh, sorry, I've got the hiccups right now. It's like, don't mind me. But yeah, one of the easiest way is this track that I'm on right now, so the northern side, that one leads to some items that we're gonna... Oh my god, these hiccups! Right, you know what? Hold that thought. I'm gonna have a drink. I need a drink to get rid of these hiccups, because this is becoming absolutely ridiculous now.
Pretty easy, right, Puffy?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty easy, Puffy. It was pretty easy. Alright, I've got my drink. Hang on. Oh, much better. Right, so, as I was saying before my body decided to interrupt me, this particular northern railroad leads to a bunch of items. And then this particular railroad will actually lead you through the vast majority of this mine, basically. So this one will basically lead you to the boss. It won't take you exactly there, but if you are getting a little bit lost, it will get you close enough, basically. Right, now here is somewhere that looks like a dead end. No, it's not. We're just going to drop down. You can completely drop in Grandia. It's fine. You can go up and down. So we're just going to drop down. Now, this is actually going to be a dead end, though. The reason we came across here is for some gold and also some items. In fact, I think this might actually be where we get the good axe from, if I remember rightly. It's either the good axe or it's the good mace in this section. On Sue, will you stop using critical, please?
Alright, we won!
Just stop using criticals. In fact, you know what? I think I will actually get the skill. Yeah, we're definitely getting the skill here, to be fair. Like, hands down, we are getting the skill. Right, so let's go up the little ramp. Get the helmet. We're not going to interact with that orange icon just yet, though. We're going to completely ignore that, because that's actually how we get back across to the other side. And obviously, we will need to go back there to continue on. For now, we're just going to carry on murdering everything and picking up all the items. Yeah, what a cinch, right, dude? It was absolutely a cinch, bro. Absolutely. Alright, let's get the sword. Now, that sword is honestly completely useless for us. We really don't need that, because I do have a better one. If you remember, the one I bought earlier on is just like infinitely better, and there's no other items up there. So, let's jump across using the exclamation point icon, and then we're just going to go up here to the little map bit. So, as you can see, there's an axe there at the top right of the screen. It might be a little hard to see because it does kind of blend in a little bit, but that's basically where we're going next. And, as I mentioned earlier, we can drop down, so that's what we're actually going to do. We're just going to completely fall. We're not going to worry about the ropes or anything for now, because there are some enemies down here which we're going to fight. We will, however, need the ropes soon, because there is actually no ramp on this little hole, so we are going to have to climb up, unfortunately. It's fine though, we still need to murder everything. It's like I am determined to get Justin some more levels. In case you haven't realised, by the way, Justin is like my absolute favourite character. Well, he's not my favourite character. That's technically the next character we're going to get. But in terms of just like playing, you know, with like abilities and things like that, that makes him my favourite character. He's really, really fun. He has some really good, strong abilities as well, and he's super easy to grind. The only thing that is like actually annoying to grind with Justin is one of his magics, which is wind. He has a super easy way to grind all the weapons. He has a super easy way to grind fire and earth magic. Water magic we're going to abuse later on at the ruins. Not the ruins from earlier, this is different ruins. I think I briefly mentioned that in like an earlier video. But yeah, we're gonna briefly talk about that later when we actually get there. That's not for a while though, so don't worry. So we are gonna like just max out his water magic there, because it'll just save so much time in the long run, basically. Okay, once we climb up and we actually get the gold, we could continue on a little further, but we're not going to, because the next item we're gonna get can be a little confusing to find. And even for me, like, I will actually sometimes miss this item just because of this particular area being so wide open. It's so easy to turn yourself around. So one of the tips I can really suggest here, so just make sure you always get this, is once you pick up the gold after climbing up the rope, just follow along the edge of this little like drop down, and you can get the treasure chest for the hammer. And we're going to actually equip that right now, because even though it's a hammer, it is still classed as a mace type weapon, which is obviously stronger. So we're going to use that. Also, the hand axe that we got earlier, 10 attack, -3 movement. So that does make you a little slow when actually moving for an enemy. While we're here though, what I'm actually going to do is we are going to go ahead and just change some equipment. So I'm going to give Sue more defense. And the reason for that is she's actually weaker, basically. She's weaker than Justin. So I'm going to give her the safe helmet just because, you know, like, she has less health. It's just better to make her survive a bit more. Okay. So now we're on to the big part. The really, really big part. Luckily enough, there's actually only one item here that we need to grab. And even then, it's not really an item, it's just some gold. So if you actually wanted to... Hey, there we go. We learned the next skill, which is W break. As I mentioned in an earlier video, at least I think I did, that is literally the same as V slash. The only difference is it's a guaranteed critical hit, basically. It's also not really that worth it, in my opinion. It could be worth it if you want to use it to interrupt an enemy's skill. Like, that would be worth it. Outside of that, it's not that handy. It's not that handy of a skill, to be fair. Mainly due to the fact of its cost. Like, if I quickly load that up. So as you can see, like, V slash is just 14 SP, but W break is 20. That's 6 more. It's not really that worth it, because we can only use one of them, basically. Whereas we can use 2 of these. I mean, sure, you can use 1 of these and 2 of these. Sorry, 1 of these and 1 of this. But... it's just not really worth it, in my opinion. I never like using that skill. Just never like using it at all. Right. At this point, we have a couple of things we can do, okay? And I'm going to talk you through what you can do and what I'm going to do. However, just so you know, this is literally up to you guys right now. You can do this in any way you want. So... as you can see, the next 2 skills need mace levels and axe levels. We can go up to mace level 7, and then we can get axe level 5 for the next skill. Or we can get mace level 10, and then just get axe up to level 12. That is actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the mace on until we get that to level 10, and then I'm going to change over to the axe. Now... the reason that I'm going to be doing that is simply for the extra health. And like I don't really care about the strength from the axe. It's like I said earlier, the strength is actually going to cause more problems because it's going to make us stronger. And right now, I don't want to get stronger. It will make some bosses later on easier, yes. But it's also going to make leveling weapons in general harder. So right now, I'd rather just focus on the actual mace. You know what I mean? We're going to get that all the way up to level 10, and then we're going to swap over to the axe. So we're not actually going to change Justine's weapon now for a good while. Likewise, we're not actually going to use his sword for a good while either. That's also going to be a while away. Although I might change to the sword for some particular fights, just because it does more damage. But even then, the chances of that, to be honest, are quite slim, to be fair. Oh, please don't hit Justin with the skill. He's going for Justin. Oh, never mind. He couldn't actually reach. That's fine. It's like, orcs, yeah, their skills are pretty nasty. So I would really rather hope they don't actually hit anybody with the skill. Like, it's not going to kill anybody. My health is still perfectly fine at the moment. I just don't really want to waste my healing items, because I've already used my low-level herbs. So now I only really have, like, the higher tier healing items. Which, sure, you know, it's not the end of the world if I used, but, yeah. Alright, so there's the gold that we needed. Now, what you could also do is, I'm going to ignore those bats while I just show you this, is there's a little map icon here, and that actually shows you where you are, pretty much. So you can actually see the gold from there. And if you look towards the left, that little like rock in the middle, well I say rock in the middle, the giant rock in the middle, there's actually another map point just on the other side of there. Now, we're not going to go forward here because there's nothing up there. Instead, we're going to follow these train tracks around. And yes, I know I forgot the bats, it's fine, we're not going to bother with them. Okay. So at this point, we can do a few things. We can either go to the left where we actually need to do, or you can go down this way. This way has absolutely nothing, as you can see, it's blocked off, but there is an item here, which we are going to get when I get up the little ramp. Now, if I remember right, this is actually a good armor piece. Let's see. No, it's a grenade. Never mind, I obviously do not remember rightly. It's fine. Well, either way, we get the grenade. Let's go in here for the gold. And then we actually just have 2 more items after this that we're going to get, like after this gold. And then it will actually be boss time. Oh, I really need to heal so... there's a recovery point, like, so soon. The recovery point is so soon. Oh, do I have any herbs to at least, like, tide it over? I'm going to see if I have any herbs. Hopefully I do, because that'll just make life so much easier. I do not. Okay. Well, let's just use a wound salve then. I didn't really want to use that, but, eh. You know, it's much better than the alternative. Because I did put the resurrection potion earlier in the stashing place. And that is... oh, well, never mind. I just picked up another one anyway. Right, let's go down for the last item, shall we? The last item. Well, the last item before the boss, anyway. There is technically one more item in this place, but... if I remember rightly, we can't get that until after the boss. It's in the boss room. Let's put it that way. I can either get it before the boss or after the boss. I think I might be able to get it before the boss, actually. But it's not gonna really do that much for us. It will still be useful in the long run, but on its own, it's not amazing. It's basically just gonna be a stat up item. So you know, like the stat ups in FF8, it'll basically just be like that. You know, a single item, it increases a particular stat by 1 point. And there are a limited amount of these in the game. However, there are actually a few enemies that you can farm which do actually drop them as a rare drop. Kind of. They drop a fruit which when you use can turn into one of the stat ups. Right, so there's the shield. So, let's go ahead and throw that on. Actually, can Sue equip it? She can. So because Sue can equip it, I'm going to equip it to Sue. Just because Justin has more health anyway. So he doesn't actually need the defense. Even though, yes, he is going to be closer to the enemy. It's fine. It's fine. Right, we're going to recover, so I'm fully healed, and we are going to save. Because no matter how many times I played this game, this boss can actually murder me. One of the other things I'm going to do as well is the items. As you can see, Justine's inventory is full, Sue's is not. Now, these items, right, the character that they are equipped on is the only character that can use them. So I'm actually going to give the grenades here to Sue, simply due to the fact Sue is weaker. But even then, actually, does she have any healing items? She has one wound salve. So we're going to give her some of them as well. Give her a first aid, and we'll give her a wound salve. Okay, so Sue is basically my healer right now. Now, I am going to try this with just attacks at first. If it works, great. If not, I have the items to make up for it. And great, I can actually get the items. So we're going to run around the edge, pick up all the gold first. It's like, yeah, we're not really going to have a use for this gold for a while, but it's fine. It's like, it's actually a really long time now until we actually spend some gold. How much have I got? 1,600, that's fine. Yeah, I can't pick up the seed before the boss. It's fine, it just means we have to kill the boss first. So, this is the Orc and the Orc King. Obviously, we are completely used to the Orcs. Like, we have no problems with them. The Orc King, however, has a lot more health. And he also does a lot more damage. Which, needless to say, is not very good. Now, one of the things I would, like, instantly just recommend is murder the Orcs first. Because, you know, less enemies, less incoming damage. And that's what really matters. He's going to use Fire Breath. See what I mean? 20 damage right there. 20 damage. That's what I mean. Like, this guy is really not nice. So I am actually going to use W Break here. Because by the time it actually charges, I'm hoping he uses it. No, he hadn't used the skill. Well, it's fine. Either way, we did delay him a little bit. So right now, we're just going to attack again. And we're going to keep delaying him, hopefully, for Justine to critical hit him and counter him here. Yep, we countered. Well, we countered and cancelled, so that's fine. We also took the aggro off Sue there. And this should, hopefully, allow me to kill the boss without having to stop and heal Sue. Okay, he's going to attack, so that's fine, because a normal attack from him will not actually kill Sue. This from Justine is not going to kill him, though, unfortunately. Got him close, but it's fine. Right, let's just murder him with Justine. It's like, we probably could do it with Sue, but eh. Thankfully, I didn't need my items. I did get a little unlucky in that, like, he really bullied Sue there, to be fair. And fun fact, if I didn't actually give, like, the shield and the helmet to Sue, she probably would have died there without healing. But either way, it's fine. So I did get, yeah, not very good weapon EXP actually, but it's fine, you know. It's like at this point, it's not the end of the world. We did it, Justin! Now Java give us the pass. What? This looks bad. We'll be buried alive. Run, sir. What does have to happen? Well, you're in a mine. What do you expect? Right. So, we got the defense seed. Now, honestly, there's absolutely 0 point in just putting these in your inventories. I'm just going to use it straight away, and I'm going to use it on Justine. And there is a reason I'm using it on Justine, but I can't tell you what it is because it would be a spoiler. All I will say is any seeds like that, use on Justine. Just use them on Justine, okay? The only difference I should mention is the MP seeds. You will get seeds that increase your maximum MP. Don't bother with them on Justine. I would actually save them until the second disc of the game. And there is actually a reason for that, okay? You know, this would be a really fun amusement park ride. Hopefully, ideally, without, like, the falling rocks from the ceiling that, you know, would risk you dying. But just having, like a cart like that would be pretty fun, I think. Obviously, it is basically just like a normal roller coaster. But I think the idea of having, like, a roller coaster in a cave would be Like, just absolutely hilarious. I just don't understand why they needed the cart track set up like that. It really makes no sense to me why they needed them set up like that. Right, and we are done with Lek Mines. Listen, a first-rate adventurer never gives up until the very end. But you didn't quite think about how to escape. I'm disappointed in you two. What, so we failed, but we worked so hard? Let me tell you something. A real adventurer never loses hope regardless of difficulties. Once you get to the new world of Valencia, don't forget these words and devote yourself even more. Huh? So, Java, you do have a little promise. Let's just say you passed. There we go. We got the steamer pass. So, that means now we can really begin the adventure in full. We're going to jump on a boat. Soaked my blood, sweat, tears, and soul, and a few other things. Yeah, it's kind of disgusting, dude. I don't want to touch that anymore. You now received your wings. These wings are your alone. Yeah, we got some wings, guys. Oh, man. And we're also going to meet my absolute favorite character soon as well. I cannot wait. Oh, also, fun fact. We're going to have the absolute worst minigame in the game. Oh, I hate this upcoming minigame. I absolutely detest it. Oh, there's only one thing I can say. An adventurer walks alone. Understand, Justin? Oh, by the way, little hint, right? Just that little conversation there, those little, like, couple of sentences. Remember them. Because that actually foreshadows something way down the line. Honestly, I know you'll all probably forget at that point. It's more, like, the only reason I mentioned it is more for those who have played this game before. Simply due to the fact that, you know, they'll probably be able to put two and two together, I imagine. It's like, they'll know what's coming up and they'll know what it references. Right, so we are going back to Palm and let's do it. Let's do it, man. It's time for the big grown-up adventure. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited for the character that's about to join. It's like absolutely above and beyond my favorite character, okay? Just above and beyond my favorite character. I love it. He was so excited on the way there, but didn't say a word on the way back. He's thinking about something. You can't wait, huh, Sue? Shame. Shame. A real adventure's finally going to start, Justin. It's going to be rough now. Yeah, it's going to be rough. We have to say goodbye to everyone. They're going to be surprised. But you know, if both of us go away, Aunt Lily is going to be lonely. So, I plan to go away without saying anything to Mom. You be the one to say goodbye. Huh? What do you mean by that? I don't understand, Justin. Java said it too. From now on, the adventure is no game. Sue, you stay here. What's this all of a sudden? We go everywhere together. We do everything together. I thought we'd be together. Oh, she loves him. I've already decided I won't take a child along. The steamer leaves at dawn tomorrow. You don't need to come see me off so early in the morning. I'm not a little kid. I'm not. Without me, you'd never even have gotten the steamer pass. Don't you realize that? Sure. Well, forget you. I hate you. Oh, man. Poor little girl crying her eyes out. She's heartbroken, man. She's absolutely heartbroken now. I promise you, I'll come back a full-fledged adventurer. And on my next adventure, I promise to take you along.
Justin! You traitor! Oh.
And he's now got a broken leg. See, that's why you never ever anger a lady, okay? Like, no matter what, never ever anger a lady. It's like the absolute most ridiculous thing you could possibly do. They hold a grudge, okay? They hold grudges for a very long time. And trust me, they are not afraid to cause you pain. Right. Let's save, and it's off to the new world. But though, everybody, the new world is going to be in the next one, I'm afraid. Make sure you tune in for it, though, because we are going to meet my favourite character. And we're also going to have our introduction to magic and the worst minigame ever. With that said, though, everybody, I do hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, then please be sure to hit that like button and make sure you drop a comment down below. And for anybody new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more content, like the new Transcendence mod for Final Fantasy X, which I uploaded a trailer for today. Until next time, everybody, though, I shall see you soon. Bye-bye.